Welcome everyone to Init Talks. Hello, good evening. Today we have a wonderful Yvonne with us, and want to tell you that you can listen to Init Talks on Spotify. Don't forget about this. And Yvonne, welcome.
Hello, Lou. Thank you. Nice to be here again.
Yeah, that's good. So let's start with how you start your journey in racing and in sim racing as well. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yes. Well, I started with go-karting since I was 7 years old. I was on holiday with my parents in the south of France, and there was a nice little outdoor track, and they were advertising go-karting for the youth. So I said to my parents, "Oh, that looks cool," and I was always watching already the F1 with my dad. So they said, "Okay, well, let's try it, see if it's something." So I tried it, and it actually went pretty good as well, and I really loved it. So when we came back in the Netherlands, I started to look into, okay, where are the karting clubs? Because I wanted to learn, because I always, when I do something, I want to achieve the best that I can. So then I found in the Netherlands the NJI Café. So that was a Dutch youth for karting, where you get training 2 times a week, and in the weekends I did races. So I did that till I was 16 years old, and then I went over to the racing side of it, because when I was 15 I got my racing license in the Netherlands. And then I started some test driving on the tracks, looking into what I would like to race, because it's all very expensive. So yeah, I needed to find a way. And then my disability card was I needed to drive with hand controls, which was a bit of a struggle, because back then there was some racing cars with hand controls, but those were so expensive to race in. I couldn't afford it. Also, a few sponsors weren't enough. So then I decided to stop. Also with the karting, because I like to be competitive. If I can't due to my health, I can get very disappointed. And I'm normally not about giving up. No, I just wanted to make sure that I'm still have the enjoyment, like I always have to, and not laying down for 3 weeks after one race. So that was the case when just before I stopped. So then I decided to stop. And in 2015, I came in contact with iRacing for the first time by my ex-brother-in-law. And he said, "Well, I found something, you need to try it. You will like this." So yes, I did try, and I liked it. So I had an old cheap wheel from him with my laptop, because it still runs iRacing. I was sitting on the desk driving, get off the desk chair, get the wheels off to make sure you don't slide backwards all the time. And that's how I started on iRacing. And then later on, due to sim racing, I got back in the racing car again in England for Team Brit with hand controls. So that was very cool.
That's great. You got a really nice experience in racing and in sim racing as well.
Yes.
And can you tell me what is your highlighted event in racing which you did and you remember, like get a podium or something like this?
Well, my highlight, it's not even about the podium, because especially with karting, I have enough trophies. I had enough podium, but my highlight was when I got back in the racing car after 10 years. It was exactly 10 years that week as well. I drove for the first time again at Silverstone with hand controls. And that was the dream. So that was definitely my highlight, to be able to be back racing again with the hand controls in England. Yeah, it was fantastic.
That's cool. Can you tell me how is it to drive with the hand controls? Because I know some people driving like this, and maybe we can get involved more people who are disabled and maybe dream about racing, but just not thinking that you can use the hand controls right here.
Yes. Well, if you are interested in sim racing or racing and you need to use hand controls, please send me a message, Discord, social media, whatsoever. I can help. That's not a problem. So please send a message over, because I like to help everyone out there. So that's one of my goals, always to help everyone else. And for me, it was very good, because I just don't have the feeling in my legs and my feet anymore after my back surgery. And for me, it's a struggle to drive, because you can't see how much you push the pedal, you can't feel it. So for me, the hand controls were perfect. The only challenge was, as you can see, I think, I have small hands. So for me, they needed to adjust it a little bit to be able to reach the throttle and brake, and also where you shift with, because I shift myself. So that was a button on the wheel that was for the shifting. But to be able to reach it all, it needed to be a little bit adjusted. But apart from that, yeah, it was perfect.
Can you tell the difference? So, as I understand, you drove with legs and then you switched to hand controls. How was it for you to switch? Was it really hard to get used to that?
I already drove in my daily life car, a normal car with hand controls. So it was a different system, much better for racing, because what goes in the car is not suited for a race car. But I was already quite used to drive with my hands. Of course, I enjoyed the pedals more, because back then I was a lot more able to do with my body, like with sports and just in daily life. It went a lot better back then. So that's why I prefer the pedals, but the hand controls are great. It's a great solution if you can't use your legs anymore for any reason, or even with a broken leg or something, you can still drive in the sim. If you have a couple of glitches, you can already race. So that's great.
Yeah, I remember I tried just for fun on stream. I had Freshmaster SF1000, which got clutches, and
Yes.
I tried to use it as a throttle and brake pedal. Actually achieved quite good lap times, so I think that brain can adapt quite fast to this, and
Yes.
it's great. Yeah, definitely. You mentioned that you started from iRacing. How you switched to Assetto Corsa Competizione? Because I know that you've been into ACC a lot of time and you
Yes.
did some championships here as well.
I have way too many hours in ACC. Probably more was also watching, because I love to do endurance racing. So I did loads of 24 hours or 12-hour races or 6-hour races with the GTWR ladies back then. So that was great. And I really like ACC, because I still have adjusted pedals, so my feet can't go off. But I like the braking a bit more. It's a bit easier for me to get the braking under control by looking to my dash to see how much I push my pedals than on iRacing. On iRacing, for me, the brakes are my biggest enemy in the car, because then you brake too much, or you don't edge off enough, or uh, you brake too fast, too much. It's really difficult to do exactly the same every lap on iRacing with my pedals. So that's why I secretly enjoy Bernadette the Bentley on ACC a lot more.
Yeah, I noticed that in ACC you really have to push pedal really hard compared to iRacing, where you just pressing a little bit and you braking quite a lot and you stopping the car better. So understandable
Yes.
that ACC is better with the hand controls, because you can like push 100% and then release, and it's a
Yes.
lot easier to do compared to iRacing. I fully understand this. Can you tell me about the biggest event where you take a part in ACC, and yeah, maybe take some cool places, or just had fun with your friends in endurance?
Oh, I had a lot of fun with friends with endurance racing, that's for sure. I can't remember that I went for yeah, I did. I needed to think. I went with the GTWR guys to the ADAC Sim Racing Expo at the Nürburgring. I think it was 4 years ago. I'm not sure, 4 or 5 years ago. Since then, I went every year to the expo, but that was pretty cool because the guy won as well, and I was making the pictures. So I was laying under the rig there, and I had the winning shot of the teammate that won. So yeah, that was perfect as well. And yeah, endurance racing. I met a lot of people thanks to sim racing. Not only at the expo. I went to England for a birthday of Thea, who got 30 as a surprise. It was during the COVID time, so last minute I decided, okay, I can go. And I met there Sophie, who I'm together with now for 3 years, 4 years, I'm not sure, 3 years I think. So yeah, it's great, and I made a lot of friends, and yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah, that's great. Can you tell me how is it for you to be with your partner into some racing together? Because I got the same situation, and for me, it's really fun. It's really cool when you got someone who supports your way and
Yes.
trying to help you as well. So how is it for you?
Yes, it's great. And we try to help each other. We like to race with each other, and it's nice because we used to do a lot of VRS endurance. So the two of us, it was a 3-hour race, so not too long. And then the two of us drove that, and that was great. Now I'm driving a bit less in the rig. Now I'm sitting here for show, but it isn't used for some time. So hopefully, when it's a little bit more adjusted and yeah, a little bit better setup for me with my disability, I'll be able to race again, and then yeah, that will be perfect.
Yeah, speaking about the rig, what are you having right now, and what are you planning to upgrade to make it more comfortable for you?
Well, I have now a similar brick with a Osetec wheelbase, the Forta, I believe. Yes, the Forta, with a round wheel with clutches and everything on. And I have the Heusenfeld Sprints at the moment. In the future, I'm doubting what I want to do. There's now also the disability rig, so you can go in with your wheelchair to sit in the wheelchair and then able to race. That's an option. I tried it at the expo, and it was great, and it works very well. But I'm also doubting because you have from Sabelt to seats, and then you have a GT seat, and then you have special inserts what you can do, and that shape to the form of your back. And that could be very interesting as well to try first before I go over to a complete disability rig. Yeah, I need to see what will be the best option. And then I'll be able to sit longer in the rig. I struggle now to sit an hour like this in the rig. If I need to race, it's even more difficult. So that's why in the future we will change some things, adjust it here and there, and then I'll be able to race again.
Yes, I see on the camera you got a little bit like more formula between GT sitting position, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a GT seat, but I needed to tilt it a little bit because otherwise my legs were in the way of the steering wheel, and that couldn't go higher anymore. So yeah, it's all just not right, not perfect, and I need to have it perfect for my back to be able to race longer, because I like the endurance racing more than the sprints. I'm not a sprint type racer.
All right. So speaking about endurance races, what is your favorite combo? What car do you like, and what track do you like the most?
Well, my favorite track and car, I can say it in once because I get already excited from the idea, is Bernadette de Bentley at Misano.
Oh.
If what I do there, I don't know, but I have very good pace there, and if I could find out what I do there, and I could do that on every tech, will be perfect. But I haven't found it out yet. But you could here, could there, could everywhere, but not too much, and it just works. It just flows so well, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I think
that's by far my favorite combination.
yeah, Mizana is a great track for real. Like it's
Yes.
awesome. Yeah, I agree with you. Um, I know that you are co-founder of United Sim Team and also working in Init Esports. So let's talk. Let's dive deep into this a bit more.
Yes. Yes, I'm the co-founder of United Sim Team together with Sophie, with my partner, and
Mm-hmm.
we have, yeah, how many drivers do we have? Around the 20, I believe, maybe a bit more or less. So quite a lot. We have some pros, we have some amateurs, and in the middle. So we have all kind of levels, and that's what makes it great because everyone can learn from each other, and we like to help everyone where we can. And yeah, it's just great to be able to provide this as well to other drivers.
Mm-hmm. How did you get into Init Esports and how long time that was ago?
Um, um, I was messaging with Steffi. I think she saw me somewhere streaming or with a sim grid or something like that. And then I went with Sophie to an event in Birmingham. So then I saw her in person as well and helped there also with AK Esports. They were there too. So the three of us were there and helping out there. And yeah, just kept talking a bit. And then there came the Screen to Speed Las Vegas event. And I was thinking, would I like to participate? I'm not sure. I'm not fit. My health was bad. So I wasn't really interested in participating in the event. But then I thought, well, she is looking for someone who can manage the community and all things around it. And I figured, that can be something for me. I like to help other people. My dream used to be being a nurse in the hospital and going for emergency trips outside of the country
Mm-hmm.
where it's needed. Well, I definitely can't do that with with my disability, but that's okay. So now I figure out a way how to help others, let them shine, and I just be in the background. And yeah, that's great. So I messaged her saying, I would like to do this. I would like to help others, let them shine. And that's how I got involved. And now, 2 years later, I'm still there.
That's great. That's awesome that you found the place where you dedicated to what you're doing. It's great and awesome, and it's also like some racing related company. It's awesome because
Yes.
that's the greatest thing in the world when you doing what you love. Definitely.
Yes, that is great. And if you can give others the opportunity to go to, for example, Las Vegas, that some didn't even fly. That was the first time that they were flying, and then you go to Vegas. That's amazing. And as Sochi won, got to drive in the GT3 Cup car. Yeah, it's great if you can provide those kind of things for others to give them the opportunity. And still, after we did the Cup Series, and that was also nice to do because you can still help them. You can still give them the opportunity to shine. Basically, also for social media, you can give them a little boost.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, with the Init Talks, I arrange a lot of things normally in the background, so you won't see me, but I'm there. So that's also nice to do because you give others the spotlight to tell about their story and to highlight them, and I think that's good.
Yeah. So, how do you feel to represent women in sim racing and racing as well? And how do you feel like community friendly or not really? So, what's your opinion about this?
I think women belong in sim racing and motorsports, and they just need to believe in themselves because everyone can achieve it. No matter how old, young you are, who you are, disabled or not, women or men, it doesn't matter. So I think it's great. This is a great way to get women involved into sim racing, into motorsports. With the Sim for STEM, we get a lot of female students who are around the 16 years old, and they can get a taste how it's all going in the engineering part. And then they're thinking, oh, but then they're trying the sim. That's very cool. Then they are joining in the Cup series, or we help them privately in the sim, see if we can help them improve and how it all works, and so forth and so forth. So I think it's a great way to get more women involved and let them shine.
Yeah, definitely I agree with you that everything should start like from childhood, get involved girls into racing or sim racing, like if they don't have opportunity to jump into the racing or karting because it can be really expensive.
Yes.
But I think sim racing is really open for everyone because you can even race with a desk and just simple racing wheel and pedals and just jump into sim racing and try it. And that's a great
Well,
opportunity for everybody.
or even with a console, you can just sit on the couch, have the controller, and you can race. So it doesn't need to be expensive at all. You can get a PS5 or PS4 second hand.
Hmm.
Because I remember when I was living in England with Soph, I started with Gran Turismo. I bought for £100. I bought a second-hand PlayStation, and we had loads of fun on Gran
Hmm.
Turismo. And since then, I've been driving on Gran Turismo as well. That's why I say it doesn't need to be expensive. A lot of things that you already have at home, you can use for it, and then you don't need a rig. You can build up with a controller and then say, "Oh, I would like to try a wheel," and you can. You don't need a rig. You can have a wheel stand, and you're already there. So you can build it up, and you can make it as expensive as you want to, basically.
Yeah, that's right. You can like build a rig for your budget, which you got right now, and maybe then plan
Yes.
some upgrades and something like this.
Yes.
You mentioned about streaming with SimGrid. Can you tell about this a bit more? And if you planning to make any content in the future, so what's that going to be?
Well, I mostly did was lab guides for the sim grids, and then I just drove and talk right away because they first said, "Oh, it's better if you drive," and then do an overlay with the voice. But I didn't really like that, so I was driving and make the lap time right away. And yeah, a lot went wrong, so I have a lot of bloopers. But I always had something good in the end, and it was good fun to do. And yeah, I streamed myself also for some years and, on YouTube and Twitch. But yeah, when I'm back on racing, sim racing again, I will be back streaming. But now I really don't have something to stream because
Hmm.
I don't play any other game than sim racing. And I'm further also not very interested in all the other games. So it's a bit difficult to stream nothing.
Yeah, fully understand this. How did you enjoy streaming when you've been racing? Yeah. How was it for you to manage chat and all things together with driving?
Well, I like it. I like to talk and drive. So I always had the chats on my top screen. I had my dash on the top screen so I could see my pedal inputs. So I always looked at the chats and tried to talk with them. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. And yeah, some races weren't good. But if you then had a nice conversation with the chat, it makes it better.
Yeah,
Then it makes it fun still to do and you enjoy it still. So that's good.
yeah, absolutely agree with you. Because even if you got really bad crashes or something like this, like community trying to support you, they trying to make a joke from this, and it's a great thing.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. That always makes it better.
How can you compare the community in ACC to maybe iRacing? So, what do you think about this?
ACC is getting a little bit less, unfortunately.
Hmm.
I think they're in general, there are driving less people on ACC than iRacing, but it's getting more or less now. So you see a lot of ladies also switching from ACC to iRacing. Luckily, if you're new to iRacing, we can offer a 3 months code, so they can try it, have all the free content, and then they can see, okay, I like this, then yes, you can go further with it, or I don't like it, that's okay. You've tried it, did some races with us, and you didn't like it, that's fine. So yeah, it's getting less on ACC, but it's a shame because I really like ACC and it suits a bit more my driving. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame, but we'll get there, and we still get some races there. So maybe I will participate in some later on with the LFM community. And well, if I ask Soph and a few others, would you like to drive on it? We're gonna drive on it. So that will be fun.
Yeah, but I think that ACC really grown through these years, together with iRacing as well. Everything started basically in 2020 when all the pandemic stuff happened. Like a lot of people get bored and just jump into some racing. So yeah, hopefully we're going to have like a lot of people in ACC and in iRacing as well alongside with it. It's going to be great.
Yes, well, what Mike says, Santa Corsa Evo is coming. So I'm curious what that's going to be. It was at the expo to try, but I was too busy with work, so I haven't tried it yet. But as soon as it comes there, I will test it right away and see if we can do some events on there. And yeah, that will be great as well.
Right, you've been on Sim Racing Expo, as you mentioned right now. You've been behind the scenes. Can you tell about this event? What was interesting here, and what was your job right here as well?
Well, it was great. That's for the start. For the first time, there was a women's arena at the Sim Racing Expo. The Screen to Speed women's arena was it called, and yeah, on the days we had lots of ladies coming in. Some were trying for the first time. They're coming with the boyfriends or husbands or whatsoever they're coming with. They tried it. Some did already sim racing but never tried iRacing before, and they are now joining into the races and get the 3 months off from iRacing, get the 3 months membership from iRacing, and now they're trying out how iRacing works and so forth and so forth. So that's already great. And then on Saturday we had the event. We had 10 ladies invited, and because we had 10 rigs, so we said 10 ladies is max, because we don't have any more rigs to do the race. And we had 2 20-minute races with the F4 at the Nürburgring. And yeah, it was some very, very good racing. Victoria Thompson won, the German lady as well, so that made it perfect. A German winner in Germany. Can't be better. The prize is get a test day at the Nordschleife. That's perfect. So yeah, probably that's gonna be next year. And yeah, hopefully we see her there then, racing at the Nordschleife. That's great.
Yeah,
and yeah, my story.
Yeah, you can continue. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I can keep talking.
Yeah.
But my role there was to help all the ladies. Together with Jana, we set up everything, and also with some guys from the Advocacy Sim Racing Expo helped as well, because building up the rigs was a lot of work. And well, we got it all done just in time with many hours in. So just in time it was ready when it started on Friday. And then we just welcomed everyone, get all the ladies in, help them in the rigs, yeah, talk with everyone. And yeah, I was helping the ladies, supporting them, did the communication with them. I was also helping in the stream behind the scenes. So I did a bit of everything. The days. Oh, making content as well, posting it on the social media, and yeah, it was crazy. Hard work, but it was perfect.
Yeah, I remember we had one of the Init talks with Jana, and she was in a hotel.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
completely naked. I remember, yeah.
that was really
That was
fun.
the Friday evening, because we originally planned it for the Thursday, but it was a mess. We still needed so much to do. That's why I messaged you. I'm sorry, we are definitely not gonna make that one. We need to build further. We need to get this ready. So then we postponed it to the Friday, and we were driving back together to the hotel, and we were saying, "Oh no, that we planned this." So we had a coffee, and then we went into the inner talks, and it was still great. Well, it was good fun. Well,
Yeah.
those days were nice with all the ladies there as well. It was fun.
It was awesome. She was really, relaxed, and she told me that maybe I'm not going to be too chatty, and she just like dive into the Init talks and spoke a lot. It was really
Yes, the
fun.
door went open and she walked
Yeah.
very well in it.
Yeah, definitely, that was awesome. That's great that we got big events in sim racing right now, and maybe more people going to know about sim racing and dive deep into it because it's awesome. I really like sim racing. I even like it more to my career, which I had in real life, because unfortunately you're not getting that competitive racing in real life races, just because less people getting into racing, and sim racing is more competitive because of this, and I really like
Yes.
this. Um,
Yes, I like it too. Although I like also with the racing, you put your helmet on, you're getting ready. It's different. You have still the same mentality as in the sim, but it's still different to race in real life or in the sim, and that's more because of the adrenaline is coming in there. It's more intensive for the body and so forth. But
mhm.
yeah, further, it's a lot the same, but in comparison with, but those are the differences.
Yeah, I remember I've been racing in Malaysia, where the humidity is 100%, and it's really hot. It's like 30 degrees by Celsius outside, and in the car, you got nothing like to cool you down. I remember guys in Duty Freeze, they had this cool shirt and all the stuff, so they were in more comfortable situation than I, because I was driving the
Yes.
Formula BMW and then Formula 4. It was really hard. Like you just really try to push yourself to stay on the track till the finish line, till the finish flag. So mentally, it's a different thing than in sim racing. But because you're getting really competitive races in sim racing, you also got a lot of emotions, got a lot of concentration, and you're getting tired as well. But with the body, you of course feeling a lot better.
Yes, I understand as well. What I liked as well with the racing is was not only the racing itself. You could really inspire others to do things like I did a lot of things with Racing Pride. I went on some panels just to help others as well and show you can do this. And I try to do the same in sim racing. So when I'm back again, and maybe with the adjusted rig, because I tried it and it was really, really good and really stable as well. Because I was afraid if you don't have all the parts here and the seat with the weight, how it's gonna feel with the base. Because I have quite a strong base and I like that. But how is that gonna go with the rig? Well, you're not having weight here, because normally it keeps it in balance, and that works perfect. So yeah, if I have something like that, I will make content from it and try to help as much others to show that with a limited budget, because it's a bit cheaper than a normal rig. You can still, even when you're disabled, you can still race. You don't need an all fancy wheel to be able to race. Also, then, so if I can only help one, it's already good. But yeah, I would like to help everyone.
That's a good thing. I also really like to help people when they coming to stream, asking about maybe equipment or sometimes about racing and how to do properly the track which we're driving this week. It's always a pleasure for me to help people, and they like return back after some time, maybe in 2 weeks or months or something. They tell them like, "Wow, your advice helped me to get better on this track. I achieved the better lap time." It's a great feeling.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, that's what I hope to do over a couple of months.
That's great. We're going to wait for this, definitely.
Yes, I'm waiting for it too. I would like to.
Right. Speaking about driving, what is your routine to prepare for endurance race, for example?
For in the sim?
Yeah, in the sim,
What's
yeah.
my routine? Well, at first I always go to the loo because I need to pee often a day. So I always do that. And for an endurance sim, I always drink an espresso. I have my favorite coffee, drink it way too much a day. But I always do that first. And then it doesn't matter if I have one sit or double sit, so how long it is, I always do the same.
That's great. I think that I really like to have a tea. I always got a tea on my like somewhere close to the rig when I'm racing, when I'm doing the streaming and everything. Good that you got a coffee, and it really help you to get energy for endurance races, I think.
It's just a routine. So
Hmm.
20 minutes before I know I need to go in the car, I'll say, okay, I'll be right back. Can I have a coffee? Then I put the machine on, go to the loo,
Hmm.
have the coffee, and then I go back in the rig, and then I'm ready to go. But yeah, I do that every time. But I did the same with racing. Before I stepped in the car, I always drink my espresso. I had my coffee machine with me in the garage
Hmm.
because the British coffee is very watery, let's say it that
Hmm.
way, and I like a nice strong espresso.
Hmm.
So I always brought my own machine, and I did it always before I stepped in the car. It didn't matter which session it was. I always did a coffee and went to the loo, and then I did my gear room and went in the race car.
That sounds good. Can you tell me, you really into endurance races, and what do you like the most? Like that's a management of the schedule or management of the fuel. So what's your role in the team, and what do you like the most?
Um, well, mostly we make a schedule together, but yeah, I like with endurance racing the consistency. I'm not the fastest, I know that, but I can drive very consistent. So then I like endurance racing more because with sprint you need to be really fast, elbows out, and racing to be able to win. And I can't. So I know I don't have the winning speed, but because of an endurance race, you can still win because you can keep the lap times very close. And what I like with others to drive, you practice together, making the schedule. You most also sometimes, well, mostly you drive with friends, which is also nice to do all together. And then you try all together to achieve the best results you can. And that's also nice to do instead of alone.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I think from my side, I really like endurances, to like manage the schedule and also do consistent lap times, and like trying to be safe and avoid crashes on
Yes.
track, because it's really important. You have to keep your car in one piece and bring it to the
Yes,
finish line.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's different compared to sprint races, as you said. I like sprint races, but endurance is just different, and it's really cool to do them with your friends, with people who like you're comfortable with.
Yes. Well, you have the speed for the sprint races as well, so that makes it already a bit better.
That's right. What advice can you give to people who thinking to start in sim racing and racing as well, as you one day you jump into racing. Yeah, you said that you run into the karting school. So yeah.
Hey Mark, guten Abend. Sorry, he is German, so I figured I'll say something in German. But yeah, my advice will be for starting with sim racing, you don't need all the fancy, very cool looking equipment to be able to race. You can start small and you can expand if you like, just in bits. I did my PC and everything also in bits. It all came together in a couple of years, so you don't need to spend loads in one go. You can even start on the console. Start with Gran Turismo or ACC on the console or on the Xbox and or PlayStation. You don't need to start expensive to be able to be competitive in every game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the tip, because mostly or on social media you see all these fancy rigs, and then you see the price and you think, oh no, I can't afford this now. So if you start a bit smaller, and then when you want something but is a bit more expensive, you can work towards that. You don't need it right away. So yeah, don't spend too much if you don't need it, basically, in the beginning, just to start with, because I know it's sometimes, especially when you see those things on the social media, you think, oh, I want that, and then you look at the price, 1,500 euros, and you think, oh no, that's too expensive. But there are cheaper options to start with.
Yeah, the worst thing in social media is sometimes that people really force you to go to deer drive wheelbases and like expensive stuff. Like
It's
you,
not needed.
like you won't be competitive or something like this. But yeah, I'm also on that side that you can start with whatever equipment you got. Like you can use console, as you said, yeah, and like if you got a laptop which can run the simulator, you can also
Yes.
start from this. And yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
that sim racing is more open for everybody.
Yes, it is. And like Micah says as well, don't go for the higher racing in-game series like F1 or GT3. Lower series are much fun and good to learn racing. Even better in one make series. Yeah, that's true. Don't pressure yourself to do the fastest car with the most aerodynamics and so forth. You can start with the MX-5 or the Toyota GR86, and you have loads of fun. You can learn everything, and then you can build up further, step by step.
Yes.
And that's a good thing. And most games have that you can build up step by step.
Yeah, that's right. And especially talking about sim racing, I just suggest people to stick with the one car, just learn tracks and go on step by step. So get familiar with the car and get comfortable with it, and you're going to gain also like more confidence, and you'll feel more comfortable. And then you can switch to different cars, to faster cars, where you can use the aerodynamics and how it's working. As well, and from my side for formulas, I really like Formula 1600 because it's fast enough. It gives you really good draft on long tracks, and it's really cool to fight with people on in this car. It's sometimes I'm getting like more exciting races in the Formula 1600 compared to Formula 3 in racing, and it's a great series, really.
Yes. Yes, I remember I gained loads of iRating and license with the Skip Barber. Well, that's already some years ago. So I'm not sure if it's still there. Maybe as a legacy car, maybe it is. But that was also a good fun to race with.
Yeah, Skip Barber is still in the racing, and I think that's a great series. I remember a lot of people have been running this, and as it's on the road tires, it's also give you some more slip angle on track, and it's great to drive. I like it, so I race it maybe a couple of times, but I enjoy it all the time. We had some fun races with community in Skip Barber, so I agree with you.
Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, and for racing, You can even go to a circuit close by you, or just on Google, you can type in if you want to go for your racing license, what are the options? Because every track in every country has the options for a racing license. You need to, well, you can then choose which company you go with, and then you can have some training leading up to it, or you have a 2 days course, or it's a 1 day, and then you have your theory exam and the driving exam basically on the track. And what you want to raise is all up to what your goal is. That's for everyone different in racing. And there are many classes in each country to race, and to find sponsors, it can be a challenge, but it is doable. It's not about how many you know, it's about who you know. So if people have questions about how to get into sim racing or into racing, they can always message me. Like Micah just has a racing license right away, an EU one, and not only a Dutch one. Yeah, which is great. So she can race in whole Europe now. That's an amazing step forward. So yeah, I like to hear those kind of things, and try to promote it a bit more. So she will be the guest next week, and then we can promote it a bit more. And hopefully she can find the sponsors to go into the Fun Cup. I believe it is. Micah, correct me if I'm wrong, please. But that will be cool. And then if we can promote that as well, and then we can't guarantee that we can find any sponsors, but we can at least promote them so people see their social media accounts. And then you've been then you can get also more contact on social media with companies or people. It's not how many, but who you know. And the Fun Cup series it is. That's great.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's I think it's really important also if you want to dive deep into the racing, you have to alongside work with your social medias, because it can give you some connections, as you said, and also it's going to be easier for you to find sponsors. And because I started my Instagram long time ago, I also gained really good audience here. I was able to start streams and bring some people from my Instagram, and that really helped the Twitch to grow, and that's really working like this, and it's awesome. So yeah, from my side, I can suggest people who going to try racing. If you're already in karting, you can do some videos or like photos, whatever. You have to post them. You have to gain the audience, which probably going to help you in the future with a racing career or with your career overall as well.
Yes. And it's important to post regularly, so not on and off, but to post sometimes in the week, and do that every week the same, within a different post, of course, but on the same days, basically. That works as well to get a rhythm into it. But yeah, for me, I need to post more on social media because I do a lot. I do a lot of things in the background, but I don't tell. So that's fine by me. I don't post about it. But networking is always good.
Right. And as you with Init Esports and also we alongside with Screen to Speed, can you tell us what events we're going to have in the near time?
Well, this year we had the Cup Series. Unfortunately, we needed to stop that. But for next year, we have a plan. Everything is going to be fully announced on social media and on Discord when we have all the dates ready. But we're going to organize 6 events on iRacing. That's going to be together with iRacing. It's going to be special events. And it will be also coming on the iRacing calendar from the special events. So that's already quite big. And then we're going to try to get as much as possible women involved. And it's going to be 6 special events and we're trying to also get something going on Gran Turismo. We're working on a plan for that as well. And for America, with the USF, we're going to organize 6 races also for them. And who wins that has a chance to compete for Team USA at the Olympic Esports Games. So there's all big things coming up. And yes, I'm looking forward to the 6 events. I think it's better than a cup. So drivers needs to commit less to races and still has a big highlight as a race, for example. So with the special events, and we can really promote them and push it out there on the social media. We will have it broadcasted, and I think we can achieve more this way than we previously did with the Cup Series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that if that's going to be like separate special event,
Yes.
just more people going to drive here, because they're not going to really, aim to gain points for the championship or something like this. Like, I found it's easier when you're running the community races. You just hold the session and everybody jump in, and just everybody having fun, not thinking about this points and all this stuff.
Yes. Well, we're going to organize some prizes for each event, and we first have the 15th of December. You've got mail as well, Lou.
Mm-hmm.
just a heads up. And we will have the Screen to Speed Holiday Invitational 2024, because last year, 2023, we had it as well. So that's why we always took the number of the year behind it. And that's going to be a special event. And we're going to start with that. The top 3 will get some iRacing credits from iRacing. And that's going to be good fun with the broadcast as well, and everything on it.
Yeah, that will be great. I'm going to take a part in this. I'm looking forward for more information about what car we're going
I'll
to have.
add you to the list. And then you get the information.
All right. That sounds awesome. So speaking about you, what's your plans for 2025 and for upcoming years as well? So we just, I think, can tell about this, and then just going to invite people once again to our broadcast of Screen to Speed. The race will be 15th of December.
Yes.
So let's move to your big plans for the future.
Okay. Well, I have some big, bold plans, because I have a dream here in Austria. Well, as you all know, I'm disabled, so I'm doing also disabled sporting. So I would like to have here around the Advocacy not only normal cycling, but also hand biking, because there's a beautiful lake, beautiful bike paths where you can cycle. And for example, with a hand bike, that's perfect. You can cross country and skiing all adjusted, so you'll be able to do that. So I would like here to start a company and to help others, provide them the opportunity when you're disabled to sport, but also that your partner or parents or whoever is with you also can do the sport, but then the normal way. So you can all do it together as a family or friends, and then you can do the sports here, also adjusted, and do workshops as well. So give workshops to show what's possible, and for everyone there is something possible. You maybe do it a bit slower, or in a wheelchair instead of walking or running. That's all fine. So show what's possible, and just don't give up, and you'll get there. And if I can help a lot more people with it than I do myself, that will be great. So I'm making a business plan, all in German, so it's a challenge. And then I hope to start this here in this region, and then maybe expand further out in Austria as well. But start small here with just a few hand bikes, a monoski, a cross country, sit ski. You can do canoeing on the lake. Have an adjusted one like that. So yeah, there is so much possible here to do for disabled sports, but isn't there yet. So yeah, my dream would like to to create this opportunity for others to be able to also go on a sport holiday and not have to worry, oh, but I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do that. No, you can do everything here. It doesn't matter disability or not. So yeah, that's one of my biggest dreams. And well, next year I also hope to be back in the sim, do some races. That is because I miss it. That's for sure. And I will be streaming that as well. And I'll hope to be back in the sim. And I also will do it for good charity. I will go again up to Salvio with a bike, serve as well, to raise money for cancer research. And I also will do this year the Alpe d'Huez. That's very popular in the Netherlands. It's a mountain in France, but every year they organize the event to raise money for cancer as well. And yes, I do, Mark, I know. But and then we raise money, and yeah, unfortunately I lost a lot of loved ones due to cancer. So I'm happy that I can do this to raise money to the good charity, and hopefully they find a way to have a better treatment, that there are more surviving chance for the people as well, because yeah, I think this is a great thing to do. So I'm gonna organize some charity races again, like I did last year. It came up in an idea in the middle of the night, and I thought, I need to do a charity race to raise money on the sim. So I did something on Gran Turismo because I knew, because of the DTM Classic community, because of Sharon, because of Mark, I will get at least a lobby full. So I had 2 lobbies full running with stream and everything to raise money. So this year I'm definitely going to do something and take some more time for this. So once the calendar is all finished, then I will take a look on that and organize also something on iRacing to raise money for both of the charities. So one is going to be the 5th of June, then we go up the Alpe d'Huez with the bike, and I believe it's 30th of August we're going up the Salvio with the bike.
This is awesome. You got really big plans. I hope all your dreams come true, and I think that everything is possible for everyone. Like we got a lot of opportunities also because of the internet, that we can connect with a lot of people around the world, and that's a great opportunity. So I'm pretty sure that your charity races and everything will go really well. And yeah, thank you so much for talking with us. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all the job which you're doing for sim racing and for this world as well.
Yes, well, thank you. And Mark, I'll be coming back to the DTM Classic, I'll promise you. But I first have the German course, and that's exactly on the same time that races. So, and I have now a new one, so because I want to learn German as I speak Dutch. So I have still some ways to go. And yeah, and when that's finished, I'll be there with my BMW E30 that I started in. So I was all proud. And I still have a trophy because I got second the last season. And with a controller. So I was all proud with the BMW E30. And I drove that as well the first time when I went on a racetrack when I was 15. I drove the BMW E30. So yeah, that was great.
Yeah, this BMW is awesome. I really like old BMWs. They look so beautiful.
Yes, and especially the old ones. I really like it. And yeah, don't forget, because I need to remind this for a moment, because we're working hard behind the scenes for the podcast, so you can all listen to it. After Monday, it will go online, and then you can all listen this back in the car or when you're laying in bed and want to relax, and then you hear me and you get very sleepy. But you can all listen it back now also on the podcast, which is great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll put the link in there.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to check Spotify for Init Talks, and also don't forget to follow social medias like Init Esports and Screen to Speed as well to be up to date with upcoming events where you can take a part in some races and some racing in the future. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Yvonne, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
See you next time. Bye-bye.